The purpose of this video is to give you a brief overview of the civil rights lawsuit being filed by Lawyers for Ron Paul and electionfraudremedy.com. We are a community of independent grassroots legal activists comprised of lawyers, paralegals, and concerned citizens, and we're filing a lawsuit against various state GOP parties and the Republican National Committee for voting rights violation and election fraud committed during the 2012 Republican presidential primary election phase. Why is this lawsuit necessary? We're preparing this lawsuit for our legal and physical protection. We have overwhelming evidence that the voting rights of Ron Paul Republican delegates and voters have been violated by nearly every state GOP party and the RNC during the 2012 primary election phase. The patterns of abuse have devolved to those of an organized criminal enterprise with utter and blatant disregard for any rule of law. As time marches on in anticipation of the National Convention, the severity of abuse is escalating. We need to take legal action to enforce our rights and to protect ourselves from further, more serious abuse. Without this lawsuit, the pattern of abuse is guaranteed to get much worse, to the extent that the delegates who attend the National Convention will be subjecting themselves to the risk of legal peril, and Ron Paul will be guaranteed to lose the nomination without our legal intervention. What immediate remedy are we seeking? We are seeking a declaratory statement and protective order that states unequivocally that all delegates from every state are unbound and free to vote their conscience at state and national conventions, and any attempt to coerce, intimidate, or threaten delegates under color of law in violation of Title 42 U.S.C. Section 1971 will be harshly legally punished. Without this statement and order, we are guaranteed to have escalated, dangerous chaos and turmoil at conventions, along with the continued violations of our voting rights. What does federal law state about the protection of voting rights and unbound delegate status? The applicable law and core focus of this lawsuit is found under Title 42 U.S.C. 1971b, which states, "Intimidation, threats, or coercion. No person, whether acting under color of law or otherwise, shall intimidate, threaten, coerce, or attempt to intimidate, threaten, or coerce any other person for the purpose of interfering with the right of such other person to vote or to vote as he may choose, or of causing such other person to vote for or not vote for any candidate for the office of President, Vice President, Presidential Elector, Member of the Senate, or Member of the House of Representatives, delegates, or commissioners from the territories or possessions at any general, special, or primary election held solely or in part for the purpose of selecting or electing any such candidate." We encourage you to do your own due diligence and research regarding the pertinent case law that is relevant to this lawsuit. We suggest that you start at Title 42 U.S.C. Section 1971 regarding voting rights. There you will find clear-cut guidelines for determining whether or not violations have occurred. Title 42 U.S.C. Section 1983, Civil Action for Deprivation of Rights, establishes causes of action and legal remedy that can be sought when our rights have been violated. The remedy may include monetary damages, fines, and imprisonment. To review definitions on campaigns, candidates, elections, and federal elections, go to 11 and 47 CFR. To review Supreme Court precedent-setting case law that's relevant to this lawsuit, please refer to Morse v. Republican Party of Virginia, 517 U.S. 186, 1995. Why are we asking delegates to participate? For the sake of our focused, immediate legal strategy, we are primarily seeking delegate plaintiffs to participate in this lawsuit. Due to the egregiously unfair treatment from the RNC and the majority of state GOP parties, regardless of their individual personal experiences, all Ron Paul delegates have been significantly disenfranchised, and the value of each of their votes has been significantly diminished. It's likely that delegates supporting other candidates may have also been violated. Additionally, Ron Paul delegates have personally experienced criminal violations, and they have a duty to take legal action when they've been informed of criminal misconduct. The time-sensitive remedy we are seeking will directly affect their ability to participate and vote in upcoming conventions. Haven't others also been violated? Yes. The scope of violations is much more inclusive and far-reaching than the violations committed against the delegates. We are also preparing a RICO lawsuit to address many of the general election fraud violations that have occurred against all American voters. The less urgent RICO lawsuit will be filed later. Will there be any legal ramifications or risks for witnesses and plaintiffs in submitting evidence and joining this lawsuit? Many delegates have voiced their concerns about retaliation by the state GOP or RNC if they participate in this lawsuit, such as being stripped of delegate or executive member status, or being named in another suit as a defendant. These concerns are false and unfounded. In fact, the opposite is true. Active witnesses and plaintiffs actually can expect much greater legal protections referred to as litigation privileges granted under constitutionally protected rights to due process. With litigation privileges, you'll have greater immunity, and your delegate or executive member status and your right to vote as an unbound delegate will have extra protection from the courts. As a party to this lawsuit, any attempt to violate your rights will be closely scrutinized and more harshly punished than if you are not a member to the suit. All delegates are obligated to take legal action when they have been informed of criminal misconduct. What negative consequences might happen if we lose our lawsuit? In general, none. All witnesses and plaintiffs will be granted litigation privileges and will have greater immunity and extra protection from the courts. In fact, this lawsuit provides legal protection from further civil rights violations and the risk of legal peril. Perhaps a better question would be, what will happen if we don't file our lawsuit? If we don't file this lawsuit, we are guaranteed to suffer further, more egregious violations without legal recourse. Again, this lawsuit provides legal protection from further civil rights violation and the risk of legal peril. What will it cost to participate in this lawsuit? This case is being developed and executed pro bono, with no litigation fees being charged to any witnesses or plaintiffs whatsoever. Shouldn't we wait and give our state GOP party another chance to correct their misconduct? No! We urgently need your immediate support to help us document testimonies as evidence in support of our case. More witnesses, plaintiffs, and evidence will build a stronger case and result in more protection for us all. There's no reason whatsoever to expect the RNC or state GOP parties to comply with the law after they've openly threatened and injured Ron Paul Republican delegates. Expecting fair treatment without enforcing the law amounts to insanity, or expecting different results from the same continued actions. What steps do we need to take to participate? To be a part of this effort, go to electionfraudremedy.com and become a free member. After joining, log in and go to forums to submit your testimony on our private secure forum according to the state or territory in which you live. Start by providing your contact information and please indicate if you're interested in acting as a plaintiff. Then simply tell your story, including as much specific detail as you can remember. We will review your information and assist you in preparing your affidavit if necessary, and will provide this legal service for free. If you require further assistance, please don't hesitate to contact us either by phone or email, and we will be happy to assist you and accommodate you in making this task as easy as possible for you. What can we do to support this effort? Please share this information far and wide with everyone and anyone who may have been violated. For more information, contact 561-747-8496 or 850-417-8543, or go to our website at electionfraudremedy.com. Thank you for your support. We salute all true patriots who are willing to defend liberty and justice by taking a stand to protect our civil rights in this urgent time of critical need.